kicks too. That 1-2 hook was nasty by IMUHBOXER, putting T2 on his butt. And there it is again. That 1-2 is money.
Oh, baby. There you go, Boxer. Get that working. What a knockdown.
Put on the pressure right now. Look, he's got to take down. There it is. I knew it. And he's down.
All right, welcome to another UFC 3 video, and we got an extra special one for you today. We talking about the B fighters, and we talking about using the B fighters in ranked championship matches, making it all the way to the top 100. So we're going to look at my top 100 run when I'm using nothing but B fighters, because you've seen me work with Daniel Cormier and Tyron Woodley, A+ fighters, to get to the top 100. And a lot of times that's exactly what you're going to need when you're fighting the best of the best and trying to get into that top 100. However, if you use a B fighter, you're going to get a lot more points whenever you get a win for your ranked championship points, so you can actually get into the top 100 a lot easier. And that's exactly what we're about to look at. So without further ado, let's get right into the fights. Now here's a look at my championship run in the fights that we're going to be going over today, and here are the fighters that I use for that ascent to the top 100. Paulo Costa, Justin Gaethje, Ozdemir, and you even got Derek Lewis on there. Now I did have one fight with Tyron Woodley just to verify the difference between getting points with the A+ fighters and the B fighters. Now let's look at this first fight here. I got Ozdemir, and he has some heavy hands with a base power of 96, and he has heavy hands of +4. His hooks are absolutely 100 power when you're throwing at him, and then when he goes on the ground, he's no slouch either, as you can utilize your skill to even out the playing field of some of these A fighters whenever you're in ranked championships. But Volkan shows that he can get it done as a B fighter, getting you a lot of points in ranked championships. Lost my first placement match, but evened it out 1-1. Now Derek Lewis, a 97 base power with heavy hands perk of +4, so he has 101 hooks that he's throwing at your head. Yes, 101. So just because he's a B fighter, you have to understand that you might be better off with some of these B fighters than the A+ fighters when it comes to the stand-up. Very surprised. Even my guy Justin Gaethje right here, 95 power in those hands. He has attacked the base, has a lot of power in the feet, but he can get it done boxing. So Justin Gaethje is one of my go-to guys when you talk about a B+ fighter that's going to get you a lot of points, getting the wins in the placement matches. I'm trying to see where I rank out when I'm coming out of these placement matches here. Now Paulo Costa, also 99 hooks with his heavy hands that he's throwing. He's definitely a long rangy fighter that's no slouch on the ground, and definitely is a viable option. So coming out of those placement matches, 13-26, I wasn't far from the top 100. Fighting with Paulo Costa with a base power of 95, and his hooks are going to give you a heavy hands boost of +4, so his hooks are 99. So this guy, you definitely have to watch out for his hands, and with his reach, it's easy to get in. So these are straight boxing matches. A lot of times whenever you're fighting people online, they only want to box anyway. So this is a good option. Paulo Costa in the middleweight division. If you want to rank up using a B fighter, you're going to get a lot of points with Paulo Costa, as you can see there. 13-39, climbing really fast. Now, you're going to be fighting these A+ fighters, and look what happens right here when you get in trouble against some of these top fighters and you have a B fighter, B+ right here. I got Justin Gaethje. What you want to do is keep your composure, and he has some heavy hands himself, able to get one of my first rocks here late in the fight. It's the third round against a very dangerous Frankie Edgar. And when you're using these B fighters, some of their stamina is not up to par as some of the A+ fighters. So you're definitely going to have to pick your shots But if you utilize that stamina and pick your shots correctly, you definitely are going to be in to utilize some of the strengths of some of these B+ fighters. I definitely like straight adjusting Gaethje. It's very dangerous, and I was able to get a win against a very formidable opponent. And then check out these points here. Look at how that jumps up. 1372. We are getting points quick, fast, in a hurry. You cannot do this with an A+. And I already made the top 100, and I was like, I hadn't even got enough content for the video at the time. All right, so just like we were saying, you're going to be fighting these A+ fighters, and you're going to be fighting some really good people. So look, 1400, you ranking up really quick right there. Still in the top 100. Now look at this right here, man. Using Paulo Costa, and you saw those crazy graphics against Israel Adesanya. But those heavy hands of Paulo Costa are very tough to deal with. And you're going to be getting points and ranking up, and we got a quitter. Now, this is our featured fight that we're going to be talking about, Justin Gaethje, and we're picking up right in the beginning of the second round here. First round, we went back and forth, nothing too exciting. Now, one thing I want to talk about right now is frame advantage. After I throw my combo, I'm looking to see what I'm going to throw next. So I throw a punch, and then look, frame advantage, he's throwing at the same time, but he's throwing that lead hook. I was throwing an uppercut, and he was able to catch me because that lead hook is going to always come out and beat an uppercut if you throw it at the same time. So you got to be careful whenever you're exchanging, throwing those uppercuts. Now, I made some adjustments here. Now, after I get my hit confirmed, this time when I come back, I'm coming with the rear hook after that jab instead of throwing that uppercut, because I have a lot better chance of landing it because it's faster. Now, he knew I was throwing those hooks, and now he's making an adjustment, and he's going to duck that and then come up with that uppercut. So here's the meta that's playing out now. Based upon what I'm going to do, he's going to do something else. Now, right there, I was like, well, I can't throw those hooks, so I threw the straight because sometimes it can catch that duck, and got lucky right there. Now I'm throwing the straight. He's like, well, I can sway that because it's not a hook, and he did a good job of getting that sway straight on me. So this meta of this match is playing out in all kind of ways. You're always looking at your opponent. Now I'm like, I want to throw something fast, and it's the jab versus that elbow. That elbow is going to be more powerful than that jab, and it's going to win out majority of the time. So I really like the meta of this match, and really like what's going on here. So you got to watch out. You don't want to throw nothing that takes a lot of frames to get there, like an uppercut, unless you get that frame advantage, and we're going to show you when is a good time to throw that. Now, you see when his hands are over his head like that? Now I can throw off my uppercut and my combos, because it's going to take a lot of recovery frames for him to throw strikes after his block is broken like that. So that's when I want to launch my uppercuts, when you see your opponent's block is broken. But before that, it's going to take a lot of frames for that uppercut to land. Okay, so now coming up on 1 minute, 30 seconds left. Just trying to throw different strikes, high, low, reading my opponent, seeing what he wants to do, and then reacting off of that. If he's going to give me the leg, I'm going to take it, because you never know what's going to end up winning you the match. Now he's checking. I don't want to get hurt here. End up getting a nice straight by Justin Gaethje with that 95 power. Just trying to keep the pressure on, trying to win a round. You only got 3 rounds to go. You don't know if you're up or not. And I'm still checking that leg to see if he's checking, because the way I like to fight, I like to get my opponent to switch stance. Now, got another rock there late in the second round. Now I'm looking at how he's moving that head, and I'm throwing these round shots because if he sways into one of those uppercuts, it's going to be a quick night. It's going to be over with. Now, getting right into the third round. You guys are definitely going to like this. Now, look, my block is broken. He's throwing his combinations, but I stood my ground, and then you just throw your combination right down the middle. Fortunately, at this point, his head is hurt a little bit too much, and it's not too much he can do. So anything that I land is probably going to rock him and hurt him. There it is. Land another big hook. Now, this is one thing I want to talk about. Look, I have less stamina than he does, and so he's able to come immediately right after that body kick and hit me with an elbow because I did not initiate his winch graphic, and he's able to go to work. And we're going to talk about whenever you can throw a body kick and you'll see a graphic with a winch. But I was able to right there stand my ground. Whenever somebody's pressuring you, you're going to have to use your offense for defense sometimes. And that's exactly what happened there. Now, when you're on the ground, definitely want to take advantage of this top sprawl position, as these are some heavy shots that's going to weigh on your opponent's stamina. It's a very interesting sequence that's getting ready to come up. He comes up with that Eddie Bravo rubber guard with that Ricks and Gracie sweep. But look how much stamina that it takes. Now I noticed that, and then now I'm throwing a kick. Now I have more stamina than he does. And watch the little small winch graphic right there of Tony Ferguson. And I'm safe after that. He can't come back with like a very quick elbow. So you got to be careful of using some of those sweeps. It definitely takes a lot of stamina. Now 2 minutes left to go inside of the third and final round. You want to be careful because my head is blinking, his head is blinking. It's anybody's match at this point. And you want to let your opponent throw out, read and react. I see I can break his block easy. So if I can break his block, but look, I didn't need to right there. Able to stand my ground and throw that nice clean 1-2. That's my go-to combo right now. And then once you get on the ground, you definitely want to hit your flicks, get all your transition blocks. As they come in very easy right now because Tony Ferguson is hurt. But you do not want this fight to go to the judges because they can score the fight either way is out of your hands. So whatever you can do to keep this fight out of the judges' hands, you want to do that and get the finish. So that's exactly what I'm going for here. Only 24 seconds left to go, in these hammer fists I like from that top mount position. Now here, I'm just going to be going for the finish, and fortunately able to get that finish right there against a very, very tough opponent using a B fighter. And that's how I got to the top 100 and stayed up there for a little bit using these B grade fighters. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and it'll be a more amazing content to come. We got some content from ESFL that we're going to be showing. ESFL 50 is coming up. We got a super fight against Mental Stability. So it's going to be a lot of stuff coming up. So thank you for supporting the channel. We're getting ready to hit 14K subscribers. Actually 100% growth this year. I want to thank all of the subscribers and all of the fans for supporting me. I couldn't ask for anything more. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So please help your boy out. Share and like the video, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when I post up new content. And before I forget, I want you guys to start thinking about this UFC 4 wish list that we're going to be having, because I'm going to be dropping the biggest wish list that you ever seen. So we're going to be working on this wish list, and we're going to get everybody involved, just because we want to get a lot of ideas out there for UFC 4 whenever that comes out. So until next time, man, see you guys in the next video. Peace.